The world ended in 2019. Haven't you noticed it? Greetings, Harbingers. Welcome to Yliaster, PewDiePie's favorite channel. Your realm of personal development, stoicism, and cyber alchemy. Well, let me sit down. In today's video, we are going to talk about something rather trending actually that I am noticing, especially amongst my generations onward, millennials, Z and alphas. The world has kind of ended in 2019. What do you think of that? I mean, ever since the pandemic struck, have you noticed that things are kind of odd? It seems to me that we had a certain paradigm until 2019. Things had a normality aspect, and the pandemics set the stage for a dramatic turn of events, and the world is no longer what it used to be anymore. So what's going on? Why things are tough these days for our generation? Let's talk about work, for example. I'm under the impression that there are plenty of jobs out there, whereas no one is hiring. When there is an opening on LinkedIn, for example, in less than 1 hour, there's like 100 applicants, and everyone is desperate to get a job. I'm on a personal hustle to get a job as well. I don't know, things are tough. Cost of living is unbearable. You have to choose between pay rent or eat, or work 2-3 jobs to bear the minimum to survive. I come from a third world country, but I see that in developed countries as well. There is this kind of epidemic in America, for example, of I see young people my age, like in their 30s or whatever, living in their cars because they can't afford rent, they can't afford the life has become unaffordable. Real estate is just a distant past dream. That world in which one person like joined a company and worked like 30 years to retire, and they could provide for a family of 5-6 and have houses and cars, and that world no longer exists. I don't think it's going to come back. So to talk about some psychological factors as well, why everyone is so anxious, everyone is so stressed out, everyone is so full of anger and certainties and polarizing everything, problematizing everything. It seems like people can't sit in a table anymore to have a beer and have like interesting conversations and disagree with respect and practicing active listening to the other part's argument. And you know, people are just crazy these days. We're living in a time that politicians have become idols, and people are not trying to build connections with other people because they have a different point of view, idolizing their political point of view or that political figure and all. Am I the only one who thinks that there's something wrong with society, you know? This video has no script whatsoever. I'm just opening myself up here. Let's talk about relationships. Taking that same weirdness that's going on in the world, it seems like people aren't able to have relationships anymore. And I'm not only talking about affective relationships. Connections in different levels seem to become harder and harder, you know. Everyone is ultra sensitive about everything. Everyone is offended about everything. This amount of certainties and these imposed ideologies are messing with people's minds. People are like unable to think and to criticize and go to the core of things and find a common ground. Life is tough these days. Some people are just trying to do their best to keep in shape and not to go crazy, because it seems like the West has become Gotham City without Batman, and everyone is the Joker, right? Everyone is nuts. Or some has reached such level of lucidity, that being rational and try to think things through without a stupid passion towards a twisted idea makes you the villain now. We recently faced a world pandemics, and now we're about to witness a World War III, apparently. So I wonder where this is all going. Yeah, I'm sorry if this seems confused. Like I said, I've no script for this video. I just, it's Sunday and I took the time to take this morning, my morning walk. I like to record those videos out there in nature, making these out loud reflections and, I don't know, a humble attempt to try to get people to think of what's going on and, where's the Messiah? It seems like that things are coming to a climax and it's not gonna be pretty. We've yet to see the unraveling of these modern conflicts. For example, Russia and Ukraine, ancient conflicts like all that chaos in Middle East. We have China and Taiwan as well. I think it's going to be the big paradigm shift of the 21st century. I have a theory, but I'm not sure the way to that we will get there is going to be like pretty and easy. And it seems that the climax, if the prophecies are correct, is the second coming of the Messiah that will sort things out once and for all. But who knows? We'll have to wait and see what's going to happen. But in face of all that, if in all my ignorance and humbleness, if I could predict what's going to happen, is that after all the disgrace, if we manage to survive it, if we don't blow up the planet because of these maniacs that have so much power in their hands, centralized, what's going to happen is that AI will take over, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I've made amends that, it's harder and harder to get a job, and we have to study and explore options and find a solution. But there will come a point that what the economist Milton Friedman said a while back, universal basic income. So governments will have to pay people because there won't be jobs and there will be a myriad of people without being able to work. So they have to receive like money from the government to survive. And I don't think that's a bad thing because since we are forced to pay taxes, the best thing the state can do is to give our money back because it's our money and we know best what to do with it. So I don't think it's going to be a bad thing. And on the other hand, I think technology will reach a level of efficiency and productivity that there will be abundance, bountifulness of goods, of food and resources, and the market won't be able to absorb in the traditional trading way. So this exceeding amount of this abundance can also be distributed for those who aren't able to afford. So work will be like a privilege. There will be this abundance that can be distributed to people who can't work, So universal basic income and this distribution of the exceeding of the production of goods in the world, of food especially. If you think it's going to change a lot, but will it be that bad? I try not to be passionate about any ideas. I just try to be rational and see things as they are. So what do you think? Technology are making this model of governments obsolete. They can't handle crypto. So in exchange of these inevitable policies, the level of control, the big brother will be bigger. They kind of know everything about us, right? And honestly, if I care or if I don't care, I kind of care, I like my privacy, but there is nothing we can do at this point. So let's see what happens. And we are in this world, but we don't need to be part of it. There is a difference. So let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video. El Psy Conguru.